What's good, YouTube, man? It's your boy dMillionaire. Look, we back with another video, and as y'all can tell from the title, man, we got these playoff rankings are the worst yet. We got the college football. I think the final, just about the final rankings, just before all of the conference championships and everything like that. So I'm actually very interested to see what the AP poll has. A lot of teams. I want to see how the SEC did. Obviously, I know, man, I'm an LSU fan, but at the end of the day, man, I want to see how the SEC as a whole did. I know Georgia and Texas up there. I want to see if Bama made it, Tennessee, seeing a couple other teams. But yeah, man, let's get right into it. I know Oregon probably should be #1 though. I want to see Boise State where they at. You know, it's a couple squads I want to see. So let's get right to it.
We got our penultimate college football rankings tonight, and I'm not going to waste any more time. These are terrible. Let's get into it.
Dang, Harris Hollis said they're terrible.
Today's rankings, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on those notifications if you're new to my channel. If you're watching this video, odds are you love college football, and odds are you aren't subscribed to my channel.
Hey man, I'm subscribed, Harris. No cap. I'll be watching your videos, but I had to get back to reaction to them though.
So let's get to these rankings. Now starting off.
All right, these are the rankings. Okay, so we got Oregon 1, obviously Texas 2, Penn State, Notre Dame, Georgia, O State, Tennessee, SMU, Indiana, Boise State, Alabama, Miami. Oh, so Miami made it. Okay. Miami made it. Bama made it. Okay. Ole Miss 13. South Carolina 14. AZ State. Iowa State. Clemson. BYU. Dang, BYU that low? Did BYU lose? I thought BYU was undefeated. Golly. So they must got to win the conference tourney. Mizzou, UNLV, Illinois, Syracuse, Colorado 23, Army 24, and Memphis 25. Okay, that's solid.
1 through 5, I had no problems with any of that. I thought the committee got that perfect. Now, that's where we have our first major issue. Looking at these rankings, you have Ohio State coming in at number 6. They just got absolutely embarrassed at home by
that Michigan game.
Team. A Michigan team that is only 7-5.
But they've only lost,
Ohio
though.
State drops 4 spots. Do you guys remember last week when Indiana played against Ohio State and they lost? You know, losing to a top 5 team in the country? Indiana dropped 5 spots for that loss. 5. Ohio State, for losing to an unranked Michigan team that has 5 losses on the season, they dropped only 4 spots. So how does that make any sense? How does that make sense that you can lose to literally a top 3 team in the country, you can drop 5 spots, but yet if you lose to a 5-loss team at home, you drop only 4 spots? That makes absolutely no sense. I don't know what the reasoning is. I don't know what the logic is, but what are we doing with Ohio State still being at number 6? Clearly at this point, the committee doesn't value these terrible losses because, well, we're actually going to get to that later in these rankings. I have no problems with the teams that are ranked.
But I mean, I would say strength of the L, like based on the team. But I mean, you bring up a good point though. Michigan was a 5-loss team going against Ohio State. I mean, yeah.
7 through 10. So let's get to my next major issue. Now, this is something that I was really looking forward to these last couple of days because considering these are the penultimate rankings, a lot of these teams aren't going to be playing in conference championship weekend. These rankings that we get right here, these are probably going to be the rankings that we get on Sunday in the final batch of playoff rankings. Now, I did a video talking about this yesterday where I said the final spot is likely going to come down to Alabama, Ole Miss, or South Carolina. In that video, I didn't necessarily talk about Miami because
Bama probably gets it over South Carolina and Ole Miss because Bama beat LSU, who beat Ole Miss. So that would make Bama, that gives Bama that win, kind of in a sense, right? That would give Bama the win over Ole Miss since we beat Ole Miss and Ole Miss lost to we beat Ole Miss and we actually, no lies. We beat Ole Miss and South Carolina and Bama beat us. So by that, I mean, obviously, you know, by that logic, well, Bama's the better team. I mean, I feel like that's probably what the committee going to see. By that logic, Bama's better than Ole Miss and SC since we know what I'm saying, we beat them and they smacked us. Bama smacked LSU being us. So, yeah, I would think Bama would get it over Ole Miss or SC, though. And then Bama beat South Carolina as well, too, I think. I don't know. They didn't play Ole Miss this year, I don't think, but I think they beat South Carolina.
didn't think that they would find themselves in this position. Now, remember
But if
earlier in
Bama
the
didn't lose
video
to
when I
Oklahoma,
talked
it
about
wouldn't have
Ohio
been
State,
wouldn't have
how
came
they
down
just
to
got
this.
embarrassed by a 5-loss team, yet they only dropped 4 spots? Well, you have Miami. And according to the College Football Playoff Committee, they just lost a close game on the road to the number 22 team in all of college football in Syracuse, a 9-3 Syracuse team that is pretty damn good, that clearly is good enough to be ranked inside the top 25. Well, Miami fell on the road to them, and yet they drop 6 spots in the rankings. Now, I've personally been very harsh on Miami these last couple of weeks. Obviously, they lost a couple weeks ago to Georgia Tech.
That Georgia
I thought
Tech
in their
L
last win
hurts.
against Wake Forest, they didn't look all that good. I need someone to explain this to me. Maybe someone in the comment section can do a better job than the College Football Playoff Committee can. How is it that you lose on the road to a top 25 team with only 3 losses, yet you drop 6 spots, whereas you lose at home to a 5-loss team, and yet you drop only 4 spots? How does any of that make any sort of sense whatsoever? I'll tell you right now, it makes absolutely no sense. The College Football Playoff Committee makes absolutely no sense, and that's evident by the team that is ranked 1 spot above Miami in Alabama. Alabama this past weekend took down Auburn. Auburn is a 5-7 team. Again, a 5-7 team. Sure, they might be better than some other 5-7 teams, but this is still a team that has lost 7 times in 2024. Well, by beating Auburn, Alabama just moved up 2 spots, and now they're pretty much in the driver's seat to get the final college football playoff ranking. Oh, you have South Carolina that's currently 2 spots behind them. Well, they only moved up 1 spot after going on the road and taking down the number 12 team in the country in Clemson. The same Clemson team that is going to be competing for an ACC championship, and with a win, they're going to secure an automatic playoff bid. So South Carolina.
So it basically didn't even matter that Clemson lost to South. In a way, it didn't. In a way, it didn't even matter that Clemson lost because they're gonna play an ACC championship. They win, they're in. So that South Carolina L was kind of like a gimme in the sense it was kind of a gimme L. Damn, I ain't gonna lie, yeah. I mean, I like the 12-team playoff, but it's real interesting. It's real interesting with the conference championships being an automatic bid, because now it's like, I mean, record matters, but does record really matter, bro?
On the road, pulls off that insane victory, and yet they move up only 1 spot, whereas Alabama, they move up 2 spots for beating a 7-loss team. Remember last week when Alabama got absolutely embarrassed on the road at Oklahoma and they lost by 21 points to a really, really terrible Sooners team? Well, they did drop 6 spots, so in that scenario, the committee did hurt them. Well, fast forward to this week, I just talked about it. Miami, who loses on the road to a ranked team, they dropped the same amount of spots that Alabama did when they fell by 21 points to Oklahoma. Again, we have to remember, Miami lost a 1-score game to Syracuse. It wasn't like they got blown out. They were in this game until the very end, whereas Alabama, they got absolutely humiliated. This is something that a lot of college football fans have been talking about. You guys have been talking about this in my comment section, but it looks like the College Football Playoff Committee, they are going to give that last edge to Alabama. Now, I will give Alabama credit. They do at least have some solid wins on their resume. They do have a win against number 5 Georgia, and they do have a win over South Carolina, the team that a lot of people are fighting for to get that final playoff bid.
Yeah, they
so
did
at the
beat
end of
Georgia
the day,
too.
It looks like that's what the playoff committee is truly valuing. They're going to value the really good wins, not the really, really terrible
But bro,
losses.
they got embarrassed by Oklahoma though. Like, that's what I mean though. Like, did that L even mean anything, bro? Like, nigga, they got damn near shut out 24-3. Like, bro, so if they would have got shut out, then what? Like, I don't know, bro. I mean, I get it. They beat South Carolina. They beat Georgia. They beat LSU on the road. But dog, I don't know, bro. I don't know, bro. I don't know. I just feel like I don't know, the committee. I'm gonna be real. The committee, it's very interesting with the committee, bro. I don't know.
That you have. Now, the thing that's going to be interesting for the college football playoff rankings, again, I did a video on this the other day talking about an absolutely chaotic scenario. There is a chance that Alabama doesn't make it to the college football playoff. Now, in order for that to happen, Clemson would have to beat SMU in the ACC title game, because in that scenario, Clemson would be a bid stealer, assuming SMU, considering they're ranked number 8 right now.
Well, that's going to be a good-ass game, Clemson SMU.
Because all of a sudden now, Clemson is
Clemson now
fighting
for a
it's
spot.
currently not available at the moment. So if If Clemson wins this weekend, they win the ACC title game, they will be a 3-loss team, but at least they're going to be a conference champion, so they would be more deserving of reaching the college football playoff than a 3-loss non-conference.
So it's not an automatic. Is it an automatic bid or is not an automatic bid? I don't know.
Champion. But if that doesn't happen and SMU beats Clemson this weekend, I really don't see any scenario in which any of these other teams have any chance, because as of right now, you have Alabama, Miami, Ole Miss, and South Carolina. All those teams don't play this weekend. They don't have a chance to play in a conference championship. So what's really going to change this weekend? I guess maybe it could be the SEC title game. Maybe if Georgia loses to Texas, they have their third loss. That win that Alabama has over them isn't going to look as impressive. But then the same could be said for Ole Miss because they have a win over Georgia as well. So if Georgia loses this weekend, that hurts Alabama and Ole Miss's resume. And then for South Carolina, well, all of a sudden now they have a win over a conference champion. Does that boost them at all? I'm not entirely
sure. But I mean, I don't think Georgia losing to Texas. I mean, you got to think about it though. I mean, I've been saying this all year. Georgia's good. I mean, Georgia's good. But Georgia's a little iffy. Georgia's been a little iffy this year. However, I don't think Georgia losing to Texas hurts Bama or Ole Miss, because at the end of the day, when Bama played Georgia and when the Ole Miss played Georgia, they were the underdogs. Bama was the underdog and Ole Miss was the underdog. I don't feel like that should affect like the outcome of this Texas and Georgia game. I mean, I get it, because if Georgia wins, it basically says, well, yeah, Georgia's really good and Bama and Ole Miss beat really good teams. But at the same time, Texas is a really good team. That's a top 5 matchup, Texas and Georgia in the SEC championship, which is why the SEC is just the SEC, bro. But bro, that's 2-5. I mean, does that really hurt Bama though? Does that really hurt Bama and Ole Miss if Texas beats Georgia, bro? Because at the same time, too, bro, it's a revenge game. I would think Texas would want to get their get back. I mean, I was Quinn Ewers, second week back? I mean, come on, bro. Like, I don't know.
Just don't understand what the College Football Playoff Committee values the most when talking about these rankings. I mean, it seems like every year they definitely say something different, but it seems like every week so far this year, they've also said something different as well. So it's going to be interesting to see what ends up happening this weekend. Like I said, if you want the most chaos, Clemson winning the ACC title, that would secure the most chaos, and that would likely give us our automatic 12. We would have our 5 conference champions, and then we'd have the rest of the at-large teams, and we wouldn't have a team like Alabama, Ole Miss, South Carolina, or Miami getting that final spot. But if Clemson loses, that's where chaos is going to come down for that final spot. Now, for my Arizona State Sun Devils, they come in at number 15. They're technically number 12 in the playoff rankings right now. I'm hoping for some sort of chaotic scenario where they get a first round bye. Now, for ASU to get one of those spots, that would require SMU or Boise State to lose. That way ASU can jump them in the rankings. I mean, I'll be grateful just to get into the college football playoff, but with how close this team is to getting that bye, I want to play one less game to help our chances of winning a national championship. But yeah, those are my reactions and my quick thoughts to the latest college football playoff rankings. I know this isn't the final ranking, so it doesn't necessarily
I feel
matter,
like,
but
I ain't gonna lie, in all honesty though, bro, it's gonna be a good playoff, bro. I love the 12-team playoff. I love the fact that we even having this conversation about these scenarios. It makes every game mean something in a way. I mean, at the same time, Clemson losing last week kind of like, well, damn, they win the ACC championship, they get an automatic bid. Is that really fair? Like, Bama just got damn near blown out, but not damn near. Bama just got blown out by Oklahoma, lost to Vandy, was in a dogfight with Georgia, but beat South Carolina, but they did beat Georgia. Does, like, do those wins give them enough to get in? I don't know. I feel like I want to hear y'all thoughts, honestly. I really do. I kind of want to read his comments a little bit too and see kind of what people have to think. 900 comments. I think everybody knows that the college football committee has favorites. Oh, we know that, bro. Bama always makes it, bro. No, yeah, Bama got that pretty good. Yeah, we knows this. we knows this, bro. Bama just somehow always, you know what I'm saying, makes it. Bama turned the ball over 4 times to an Auburn team with the worst turnover differential in SEC. Bama being in the playoff is a pure homework. Yeah, honestly, I didn't think Bama was anywhere close to being in the playoffs. I thought that Oklahoma L kissed them goodbye, but somehow, some way, these motherfuckers is still in there, bro. I don't know, but hey, it is what it is, bro. Y'all leave down below y'all thoughts and comments and everything like that. Make sure y'all like the video if y'all did. Enjoy. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. Turn on post notifications. And I'm gonna holler at y'all in the next video, man.